Did you know that each year, more than 50 million tons of pork are produced worldwide, with a significant portion transformed into bacon, the legendary companion of millions of breakfasts that captivates food lovers everywhere? The journey of these happiness-flavored bacon slices begins on vast farms with healthy pigs. After careful selection, the pork is processed through advanced systems to create the perfect final product. Today, join Agriculture Insight as we follow the journey of bacon through the world's most modern production lines, unveiling the secrets behind the flavor that has captured millions of hearts. Everything will be revealed in this video. On the global bacon race, the United States is the undisputed champion, producing over 2 million tons of bacon each year, accounting for nearly 50% of the world's supply. With such massive production, American bacon has become a national icon, appearing everywhere from breakfast tables and backyard barbecues to even bacon-flavored ice cream and pastries. Industry giants like Oscar Mayer and Hormel have helped turn bacon into a culinary legend of American culture, with 93% of households purchasing bacon regularly and many keeping at least one pack stocked in their fridge. Here's a fun fact. That crispy slice of bacon you enjoy every morning was once a prize in a marriage ceremony in England. At the Dunmow-Flitch trials, married couples who had lived harmoniously for over a year were publicly put on trial to prove that they had never regretted their union. The reward for enduring love? A giant slab of bacon. Bacon is not just a delicious treat, it's a timeless symbol of love and devotion. The journey of premium bacon begins on specialized farms, where pigs are closely monitored from birth. Each pig bred specifically for bacon production typically reaches a weight of around 110 kilograms in just 6 months, growing at a remarkable rate of up to 1.8 kilograms per day, nearly twice as fast as conventionally raised pigs. Their diet consists primarily of corn, wheat, and supplemented vitamins, designed to develop the ideal belly fat composition needed for high-quality bacon, with even fat marbling that delivers perfect crispness and rich flavor. Interestingly, some bacon-dedicated farms even incorporate beer into the pig's feed. Adding beer to their diet helps produce more evenly distributed and higher-quality fat, almost as if the pigs themselves are savoring a taste of flavor before transforming into bacon. After about 6 months of rearing, when the pigs have reached their ideal weight of approximately 110 kilograms, they begin their final journey from the farm to the processing plant. Before being loaded onto the transport trucks, the pigs are lightly washed using cleansing or disinfecting solutions. This step helps remove dirt, bacteria, and pathogens from the surface of their skin, reducing the risk of cross-contamination during transport and at the plant. Handlers use specialized tools such as mobile panels or soft paddles to gently guide the pigs. The walkway from the holding area to the transport truck is specially designed with a low incline, allowing the pigs to move easily without losing balance. High side barriers are typically installed along the walkway to limit external visibility and prevent the pigs from becoming distracted or startled by sudden noises, lights, or movement. Inside the truck, each tier is often lined with a layer of rice husks, sawdust, or other absorbent material. This not only provides better grip for the pigs, but also helps absorb moisture and maintain hygiene, making post-trip cleaning easier. The transport vehicles used are specially designed livestock trucks, usually multi-tiered to maximize space while maintaining ventilation and comfort. They are equipped with ventilation systems, shock absorption mechanisms, and often sensors to monitor interior conditions. These features help ensure that the pigs are transported in a safe, comfortable, and low-stress environment. The entire process from loading to transport requires not only technical expertise, but also strict adherence to animal welfare standards, hygiene protocols, and food safety regulations. Before entering the slaughtering process, pigs are taken to a designated resting area for a final health inspection. This stage is critical to ensure that the meat products, especially bacon, meet the highest food safety standards. Pigs are guided into a specialized washing area where their entire bodies are sprayed with clean, high-pressure water to remove dirt, mud, and waste residues from their skin. Following this preliminary rinse, they are lightly sprayed with a mild disinfectant solution, typically safe compounds such as lactic acid or low-concentration chlorine, to eliminate bacteria and pathogens present on the skin's surface. Before slaughter, pigs are anesthetized to ensure a painless process and to comply with animal welfare regulations. One of the most common methods is stunning with carbon dioxide, CO2. The pigs are guided into a sealed chamber where CO2 is introduced at a controlled concentration. Within several seconds, they lose consciousness completely. This method helps minimize stress, prevents unnecessary struggling or injury, and ensures the safety of both the animals and the workers involved. Immediately after stunning, the pigs are hung upside down and bled for about 3 to 5 minutes to allow maximum blood drainage. Once bleeding is complete, they are moved to the dehairing area. Here, the pigs are briefly immersed in a hot water tank at around 60 to 65 degrees Celsius to soften the hair follicles. They are then transferred to an automatic dehairing machine, where rotating rubber rollers remove hair and surface impurities. This step ensures the skin is clean and well prepared for the next stages of processing. The pigs are then hung on a sliding rail conveyor and moved to the singeing machine, where strong flames burn off the tiny remaining hairs and simultaneously sterilize the skin surface, ensuring hygiene standards are met before the evisceration process. After being cleaned, the pigs continue to the step of removing the anus. Then, they are moved to the area for evisceration and organ removal. Here, workers use a knife to make a longitudinal incision along the pig's abdomen, then gently pull out all the internal organs without rupturing the intestines, ensuring maximum hygiene. Once cleaned, the pigs are transferred to a high-capacity cutting machine. Here, they are precisely and quickly cut in half using sharp blades, ensuring that the meat remains intact and undamaged. The cutting machine uses advanced technology and automatic control, making the cutting process smooth and uniform, optimizing the use of raw materials. After being cut in half, the meat parts are transferred onto a conveyor belt. Here, they are further divided into specific parts, such as lean meat, fat, ribs, bones, and other sections. The sharp saw blades, combined with laser technology, make precise cuts, ensuring that each piece of meat is neatly separated without damaging its quality. The lean meat is cut into smaller pieces for fresh processing, while the fat, ribs, and bones are also clearly categorized, ready for the next stages of processing into various pork products. This entire process is carried out in a closed environment that meets food safety and hygiene standards, ensuring the final product is of the highest quality while minimizing material loss. During the meat separation process, the pork belly, also known as the belly cut, is singled out as the primary ingredient for making bacon. An ideal pork belly typically features a balanced layering of fat and lean meat, creating a unique texture when fried or roasted. Crispy on the outside, juicy and tender on the inside. After being cut, the pork belly is inspected either manually or using sensor systems to ensure it meets the standards for thickness, fat-to-lean ratio, and size. Pieces that do not meet the requirements may be redirected to other processing lines, while the qualified cuts proceed to the curing stage. Once the pork belly is ready, the seasoning process begins, starting a journey to create the irresistible flavor of bacon. There are two common seasoning methods: dry curing and wet curing. In the dry curing method, the pork belly is evenly coated with a mixture of salt, sugar, pepper, garlic, and natural herbs, creating a perfect blend of flavors from the very first touch. Wet curing, more commonly used in industrial production, involves soaking the meat in a special brine solution that combines salt with spices such as sugar, pepper, garlic, and natural extracts, ensuring the meat absorbs the distinctive bacon flavor. To ensure the seasoning is evenly distributed, a specialized injection system with dozens of small stainless steel needles is used. The needles are carefully positioned across the meat's surface, injecting the seasoning mixture precisely into each piece. This automated system works quickly and with pinpoint accuracy, allowing the seasoning to penetrate deeply from the surface to the core, creating a perfectly seasoned and uniform layer on each piece of bacon. This process not only ensures the flavor quality, but also optimizes the use of seasonings, resulting in a final product with rich, irresistible taste. Once the bacon has been meticulously seasoned, it enters the enchanting stage of smoking, a culinary wonder that transforms ordinary pork into an irresistible delicacy. The seasoned slabs are placed into smokehouses, where controlled heat and smoke from natural wood begin to work their magic. Depending on the type of wood used, oak, hickory, or even apple wood, each imparts a distinct character, blending smoke and seasoning into a harmonious flavor signature unique to each batch of bacon. Smoking times can range from several hours to up to 24 hours, depending on the method and the desired flavor profile. Throughout the smoking process, the meat absorbs waves of aromatic smoke, with each breath of smoke adding another layer of rich, complex flavor to the meat. After smoking, the bacon slabs are removed from the smokehouse and pressed to create uniform thickness, preparing them for precise slicing. After pressing, the meat, now true bacon, is fragrant, tender, and richly imbued with smoky flavor. Yet its journey isn't quite finished. Before bacon can grace supermarket shelves or star in delicious breakfasts, it must undergo the critical and meticulous slicing phase. Large rectangular slabs of bacon are fed into automated slicing systems, equipped with razor-sharp stainless steel blades operating at high precision. These modern machines slice each piece consistently and attractively, with the ability to adjust the thickness of each bacon strip to meet exact standards. Some advanced slicers can process up to 60 packages of bacon per minute, equating to over 3,500 strips per hour, dramatically boosting production efficiency while minimizing error. Packaging is the final, yet equally important step in bacon production. After slicing, the bacon strips are neatly arranged and fed into modern packaging machines. Here, bacon is often vacuum sealed to remove air, helping to extend shelf life and prevent bacterial contamination. Depending on intended use, bacon can be packaged into convenient small packs for households or larger blocks for restaurants and supermarkets. The packaging is robust and clearly labeled with origin and expiration dates, ensuring that each slice of bacon reaches the consumer fresh, safe, and flavorful. Bacon is not just food. It has become a vibrant cultural icon in modern life. From traditional American breakfasts to bold culinary creations like bacon-stuffed donuts, bacon-flavored ice cream, and even bacon-infused cocktails, this smoky slice has transcended its role as a mere side dish to become a centerpiece of popular culinary culture. With its rich flavor, enticing aroma, and incredible versatility, bacon represents simple pleasures, comfort, and a playful hint of rebellion, key ingredients that define the spirit of modern Western food culture. For many, bacon is intertwined with memories, emotions, and connection, from family meals to spontaneous parties. It is a small but mighty joy, a humble strip of meat that captures the very soul of a free-spirited and creative culinary tradition. Bacon is born from a meticulous process, capturing both rich flavor and expert craftsmanship. But this is just the beginning of many other fascinating stories in the world of food.
Before we head into the modern salmon processing factories, let's uncover some fascinating secrets about these ocean warriors and their remarkable journey on fishing vessels. The starting point of their mission to bring ocean's finest delicacy to tables around the world. Let's begin in Norway, the capital of the global salmon industry. Each year, this Nordic powerhouse exports over 1 million tons of salmon, enough to produce around 5 billion pieces of sushi, making salmon a true icon of sophistication in global cuisine. Alongside Norway, Chile, Canada, and the United States are also major salmon producers, contributing to the nearly $35 billion that the salmon industry generates annually. What makes salmon truly extraordinary is their epic upstream journey. Despite living in cold ocean waters as deep as 300 meters, when spawning season arrives, salmon undertake a grueling journey, swimming thousands of miles upstream, battling fierce rapids, and evading predators to return to their birthplace, where they fulfill their life's mission of sustaining the next generation. It's not just instinct, it's a natural miracle. Here comes August, the harvest season. The icy waters of the North Atlantic come alive as hundreds of fishing boats set out to sea, cutting through the waves. Fishermen, hardened by the ocean's challenges, skillfully haul in shimmering silver catches. The triumphant sound of cheers echoes across the ocean as they conquer the waves and bring home the ocean's treasure. When the radar detects a school of salmon swimming beneath a deep blue surface, the crew springs into action. A massive net is deployed in a circular formation, gradually tightening into a giant underwater pouch that surrounds the salmon. As the net is slowly pulled up, the sunlight reflects off the shimmering silver scales of the salmon, a satisfying reward for a successful trip to sea. As soon as the salmon are hauled onto the deck, they are immediately transferred to chilled water tanks to preserve their freshness and firm texture. The cold water helps maintain the quality of the fish before they are transported to processing plants. Once they leave the ocean, these silver treasures continue their journey to cutting-edge processing facilities. At the factory, the salmon are immediately loaded onto an automated conveyor belt, where they are neatly arranged before passing through the automatic head-cutting machine. With razor-sharp blades and advanced sensor systems, the machine can process up to 3,600 fish per hour, cutting off the heads with remarkable precision without damaging the delicate flesh. Next, the salmon are sent to the cleaning machine. High-pressure water jets, combined with soft rollers and rotating brushes, wash away all the slime, blood, and bacteria on the fish's skin, ensuring that the salmon meet the highest hygiene standards. After the initial cleaning, the fish are transferred to the trimming and splitting machine. This advanced machine precisely trims the dorsal and belly fins, while simultaneously splitting the fish into two perfect halves along the backbone. The backbone and tail are removed in the same step, thanks to the machine's sharp blades and smart sensor system. With a capacity of 3,000 fish per hour, this powerhouse of a machine speeds up the processing time by tens of times compared to traditional manual methods. Even though machines handle most of the work, human hands still play a crucial role in perfecting the final product. After trimming and cleaning, skilled workers carefully inspect each fillet. They use sharp knives to remove any excess flesh or fat that the machine may have missed, ensuring that only the most tender, vibrant red salmon meat remains. Each fillet moves to the automatic weighing and sorting system. The high-tech sensors and optical scanners detect any defects, such as bruising or imperfections in the flesh, ensuring that only top-quality fillets proceed to the next stage. The machine also sorts the fillets by size and weight, guaranteeing consistency across the final product. Next comes the deboning stage. The fillets pass through an automatic deboning machine equipped with ultrafine needles that extract any remaining pin bones without damaging the meat's texture. After this, workers double-check each fillet by hand to ensure that not a single bone is left behind. For smoked salmon, once the bones are removed, the fillets are sent to the curing stage. A mixture of salt, sugar, and herbs is evenly sprinkled over the surface of the salmon. This curing process enhances the fish's natural flavor and improves its texture. The curing time ranges from 6 to 24 hours, depending on the thickness of the fillet and the desired taste. After curing, the salmon is transferred to the smoking chamber. There are two primary smoking methods: cold smoking and hot smoking. Cold smoking takes place at a low temperature of 25 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius, producing a delicate flavor and a smooth, silky texture. On the other hand, hot smoking is done at a higher temperature of 50 degrees Celsius to 80 degrees, creating a stronger smoky flavor and firmer texture. The smoking process can last anywhere from 4 to 24 hours, depending on the type of wood used, oak and maple being the most popular choices for their rich aroma and flavor. Once smoked, the salmon is cooled and then sliced. Each slice is cut with precision to ensure uniform thickness. The slices are then vacuum sealed to lock in freshness and flavor. Smoked salmon products are stored at a temperature of 0 degrees Celsius to 3 degrees Celsius to preserve their natural smoky taste until they reach the consumer's table. Meanwhile, for salmon fillets, once the bones are removed, the fillets are transferred to the skinning machine. The machine uses ultra-thin blades to carefully remove the skin without cutting into the meat, preserving the soft, fatty texture of the fillet. After skinning, depending on market demand, the fillets can either be packed whole or cut into smaller portions. If cut into portions, the fillets are scanned by an optical machine that measures the size and weight of each piece. The automated cutting machine then slices them with remarkable speed and precision, ensuring that each piece meets the exact size and weight standards. The blades are so sharp and fast that they can cut through a fillet in less than a second. So fast that if the fillet were alive, it wouldn't even have time to breathe before the next slice was made. The fillets are then vacuum packed, ready for export or distribution to supermarkets and restaurants. Salmon fillets are typically stored at a temperature of -1 degrees Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius in cold storage facilities to maintain their freshness and quality. This closed-loop processing system, which combines modern technology with expert craftsmanship, produces top-quality salmon fillets and smoked salmon. From cool, refreshing sashimi slices to buttery pan-seared fillets and rich, smoky salmon, each product is the result of a carefully designed and professional production process. So, which one do you prefer? Smoked salmon or fresh fillets? Don't hesitate to leave a comment and share your thoughts with us. But hey, have you ever wondered about the extraordinary journey of a salmon from the ocean to your plate? Trust me, you'll be amazed by the incredible process that makes it all possible. When the spawning season arrives, salmon leave the ocean and swim hundreds of miles upstream, battling rapids, waterfalls, and predators to reach the gravel-filled riverbeds where they dig nests, lay eggs, and fertilize them. Once their mission is complete, the salmon are usually exhausted and die, providing nutrients that enrich the ecosystem. To protect salmon populations and improve survival rates, fish farms have built artificial dams and fish ladders to guide salmon upstream, monitor their health, and support the spawning process. Healthy salmon are selected and transferred to large holding tanks, where the environment is carefully simulated to maximize spawning success. At salmon hatcheries, before collecting the eggs, the salmon are calmed by placing them in tanks with dissolved CO2 or mild anesthetics to reduce stress. The male and female salmon are then separated to begin the fertilization process. Female salmon are placed on a specialized table where technicians make a small incision in the belly to carefully extract the plump, bright orange eggs. At the same time, sperm from the male salmon is also carefully collected. The eggs and sperm are then mixed together in clean, blood-free water. Fertilization happens quickly, and the fertilized eggs are placed into specialized incubation trays with a gentle flow of water and a stable temperature of around 10 to 12 degrees Celsius. After about 2 weeks, the eyes of the developing salmon begin to form inside the eggs. Between 45 and 60 days later, the baby salmon break through the eggshell, entering the sac fry stage, where they rely on their yolk sac for nutrition. Once the yolk sac is absorbed, the young salmon enter the fry stage, where they begin to swim and feed on their own. Once the young salmon are strong enough, they are transferred to large farming tanks, where the water conditions mimic brackish coastal environments, helping them adjust to saltwater. The salinity, temperature, and oxygen levels are carefully controlled to recreate the natural conditions of the ocean. The salmon are fed a high-quality diet of fish meal, fish oil, plant-based proteins, and essential minerals to ensure healthy growth. The farming pens are made from rust-resistant, high-strength materials and are equipped with underwater cameras and sensors to monitor fish health and detect any abnormalities. After about 9 months, when the salmon have reached a suitable size and are fully adapted to saltwater, they undergo a final health check before being released into rivers near the ocean. At this point, the salmon's bodies adjust to saltwater, and they begin a new chapter of their journey into the vast ocean. So, the journey of salmon has come to an end. But don't put away your fishing gear just yet. A new adventure is on the horizon, and I promise you'll be hooked by what's coming next.
Every great cucumber story starts with a tiny seed, but that seed doesn't stay tiny for long. In fact, cucumbers grow so fast, it's like they're competing in a vegetable version of a speed race. American farmers are experts in coaxing these seeds into full-grown, crunchy cucumbers. They plant them in warm, sunny fields, especially in places like Florida, Georgia, and California, states where the weather is as warm as a cucumber's favorite blanket. Some cucumbers even get the VIP treatment in high-tech greenhouses in states like Michigan. You could say cucumbers are living the dream. Once the seeds are planted, cucumbers take off. It's like they hit fast forward and suddenly, boom, there's a vine sprawling everywhere. These vines aren't lazy either. They'll climb anything they can wrap their tendrils around. So farmers set up fancy trellises or wire systems, giving cucumbers a vertical playground to grow on. It's like a jungle gym for veggies. And don't forget the bees. Cucumbers need a little help from our buzzing friends to pollinate their flowers. Without bees, we'd be staring at a bunch of sad, flowerless vines. In some greenhouses, they even bring in bumblebee hives to make sure those flowers get the love they need. So yes, cucumbers basically have their own pollination team. Talk about living the high life. After the flowers have been pollinated and the vines have been growing for a few weeks, it's time to harvest. Now this is where the fun begins. Harvesting cucumbers is no small task. It's a fast-paced, hands-on process that requires a lot of attention and effort. Cucumbers grow so quickly that farmers have to check the fields or greenhouses almost daily to make sure they're picking the cucumbers at the perfect time. In most farms, harvesting cucumbers is still done by hand. Teams of workers move through the fields, armed with baskets and knives, ready to pick cucumbers from the vines. They carefully cut the cucumbers from the plant and toss them into baskets or bins, all while moving quickly to cover as much ground as possible. It's like a high-stakes vegetable relay race. where the goal is to gather as many perfect cucumbers as possible before they grow too big. For pickling cucumbers, which are harvested when they're still small and firm, the stakes are even higher. These little guys are destined for a life in a jar of brine, and they need to be harvested at just the right size. Think of pickling cucumbers as the baby cucumbers of the vegetable world. Short, cute, and full of potential. Farmers often make several passes through the fields, harvesting cucumbers at different stages of maturity to ensure they get the best of the crop. On some larger farms, mechanical harvesters are used to speed up the process. These machines shake the vines and collect the cucumbers in bulk, especially when it comes to pickling cucumbers. It's not as precise as hand-picking, but it gets the job done when you're dealing with large-scale production. Once the cucumbers have been harvested, they're loaded into bins and transported to the next stage of their journey, the packing and processing facilities. So what happens once the cucumbers leave the field? Do they just head straight to the grocery store, ready for you to toss them into your cart? Not quite. There's still a lot of work to be done before cucumbers make it to your local supermarket or farmer's market. After the harvest, cucumbers are taken to packing facilities where they get the full cucumber spa treatment. First up, washing. Cucumbers are thoroughly cleaned to remove any dirt or debris they picked up in the field. After all, no one wants to eat a cucumber that's still covered in soil. Conveyor belts whisk the cucumbers through washing stations, where they get a good scrubbing before moving on to the next step, sorting. Sorting is an important part of the post-harvest process. Cucumbers are sorted based on size, shape, and quality. The best-looking cucumbers are set aside for fresh markets, where they'll be sold as slicing cucumbers for salads, sandwiches, and snacks. The cucumbers that don't make the cut might be used for other purposes, like pickling or processed foods. And don't worry, none of those imperfect cucumbers go to waste. They'll still find their way into something delicious. At some packing facilities, high-tech sorting machines are used to make the process even more efficient. These machines can detect the size and quality of each cucumber, making sure that only the best cucumbers make it to the fresh market. Some facilities even use robotic arms to help with sorting, giving cucumbers the futuristic treatment they deserve. Once the cucumbers have been washed and sorted, they're packed into boxes or bags, ready to be shipped across the country. The clock is ticking at this point because cucumbers don't have a long shelf life. Farmers and packers work quickly to get the cucumbers from the field to the store in as little time as possible, ensuring that they stay fresh and crispy for you to enjoy. Now let's talk about the other half of the cucumber world, pickles. Pickling cucumbers have a slightly different post-harvest journey. After being harvested, these little cucumbers are sent to pickling facilities, where they take a salty plunge into vinegar or brine. The pickling process can take anywhere from a few hours to a few weeks, depending on the type of pickle being made. In some pickling factories, massive vats of brine are used to pickle cucumbers in bulk. It's like a giant pickle party, where cucumbers get to relax in their salty bath before emerging as the tangy, crunchy pickles we all know and love. Dill pickles, bread and butter pickles, sweet pickles, you name it, cucumbers are behind it all. And once they've been pickled, they're packed into jars and shipped off to grocery stores, ready to join the ranks of condiments in your fridge. Now that we've covered how cucumbers grow and are harvested, let's talk about where they end up, your plate. Cucumbers are a culinary superstar, showing up in everything from simple salads to sophisticated dishes. First and foremost, cucumbers are salad royalty. Whether you're making a basic garden salad or a more elaborate creation, cucumbers are a must-have. Their cool, refreshing crunch is the perfect contrast to leafy greens, tomatoes, and whatever other veggies you throw in there. And let's be honest, a salad without cucumbers is just sad. But cucumbers don't stop at salads. They're also sandwich MVPs. Think about it. What's a turkey sandwich without some thinly sliced cucumbers for extra crunch? Boring, that's what. Cucumbers add that refreshing bite that takes a sandwich from good to great. They're like the secret weapon of the sandwich world. And then, of course, there's the pickle. Pickles are the ultimate cucumber glow-up. Thanks to the magic of vinegar and brine, cucumbers transform into tangy, crunchy pickles that accompany burgers, sandwiches, and deli platters everywhere. Pickles have become a staple at American cookouts, barbecues, and sandwich shops. In fact, Americans eat an average of 9 pounds of pickles per person every year. That's a whole lot of cucumbers living their best lives in jars. Beyond the kitchen, cucumbers play a surprisingly important role in the American economy. With 737,000 tons of cucumbers harvested every year, the cucumber industry supports thousands of jobs, from the farm fields to the packing facilities. These jobs help support rural communities and keep agricultural economies thriving. Cucumbers are also a major player in the export market. The U.S. exports millions of pounds of cucumbers every year, helping to meet global demand for both fresh cucumbers and pickles. So the next time you munch on a cucumber slice or crunch into a pickle, know that you're contributing to a much bigger story than just a snack. Now for the fun part, let's take a look at some quirky cucumber facts that will make you appreciate this veggie even more. Cucumbers are technically fruits. Yep, you read that right. Botanically speaking, cucumbers belong to the same family as melons and squash. So the next time you eat a cucumber, you're technically having fruit salad. The longest cucumber ever grown stretched over 42 inches long. That's almost the height of a small child. Can you imagine the salad you could make with that cucumber? Pickle juice is rumored to cure hangovers. Some people swear by a swig of pickle juice as the ultimate hangover remedy. It's the cucumber's way of saying, "I've got your back." Pickle festivals are a real thing. Yes, pickle festivals exist, and they're a big deal in some parts of the country. From pickle eating contests to pickle-themed parades, these festivals celebrate everything cucumbers have to offer. Well, once they've been pickled, of course. So there you have it. The life and times of the great American cucumber. From seed to harvest, cucumbers go through quite the adventure before they land in your kitchen. They're grown in sunny fields and high-tech greenhouses, harvested by hard-working farmers, and processed with care before they end up in your salad, sandwich, or jar of pickles. But beyond just being a tasty snack, cucumbers are a vital part of the American economy and culture. Cucumbers may not be the flashiest vegetable, but they've certainly earned their place in the spotlight. They're cool, crunchy, and always there when you need them, whether it's on your plate or in your skincare routine. So here's to cucumbers, the unsung heroes of American agriculture. Long may they grow. So that's the story about cucumbers. Hope you'll enjoy it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get notified when our exciting videos go live. Growing and harvesting corn requires a combination of modern agricultural methods, from selecting seeds to caring for the crops and harvesting with advanced technology. Many farms in the U.S. grow corn for different purposes, such as silage corn, canned corn, and even popcorn. The corn harvest season in the U.S. mainly takes place in the fall, typically from September to November, depending on the region and climate conditions. This is when the corn has reached its optimal ripeness, with the ideal moisture content for harvesting and processing. Farmers choose the exact timing based on the corn's development and their harvest goals. Large farms in the U.S. use modern machinery to harvest corn. There are two main types of corn harvesters, one for harvesting the ears of corn, and another for harvesting corn for silage. Let's go back to April, when the weather has warmed up and the frost season has passed. This is when the corn planting process begins. Different varieties of corn have varying growth periods, ranging from 80 to 120 days to fully mature. Therefore, choosing the right corn variety plays a crucial role in determining the planting time, especially in regions with shorter growing seasons. Selecting sweet corn seeds is one of the most important factors in determining the success of the crop. American farmers choose seeds based on sweetness, ear size, kernel color, and the ability to adapt to local climate conditions. The chosen corn variety must have good disease resistance, meet market demands, and have a growth cycle that aligns with the growing season. After selecting the seeds, farmers take several steps to prepare them before planting. Some seeds are treated with chemicals to protect them from pests and mold during the early stages of growth. After each harvest, the soil becomes overgrown with weeds and loses its looseness. Farmers till the soil before planting corn to break it up and make it softer. This creates favorable conditions for the roots to penetrate deeply, improving their ability to absorb nutrients and water. Tractors equipped with plows are used to work the fields along pre-marked rows. The soil is tilled to a depth of 20 to 30 centimeters to ensure it's well aerated and ready for planting. After the soil has been tilled and rows have been formed, the next step is to smooth and shape the rows. This ensures that the soil is loose enough for easy seed planting. Before or during the planting process, farmers may apply a base layer of fertilizer to provide the necessary nutrients for the seeds to germinate and grow. Farmers then load the seeds into modern seed planters, which ensure the correct planting density. The machine automatically plants the seeds into the pre-made rows at precise spacing and depth. Corn seeds are typically planted about 5 to 6 centimeters deep in the soil. The spacing between the seeds is usually around 15 to 20 centimeters, and the distance between rows is about 75 centimeters, allowing the plants enough room to grow and making it easier to care for them. After planting, corn needs careful attention, including proper watering and fertilization. Farmers install automatic irrigation systems to optimize water usage, covering the vast fields efficiently. In cornfields, the most common system used is sprinkler irrigation. This system includes sprinklers mounted on a network of pipes that spray water in streams or fine mist, simulating natural rainfall. These systems are quite large and come with high installation and operating costs. Water is sourced from irrigation supplies and delivered through pipelines. Additionally, there's the pivot irrigation system. This system uses a central pivot with long arms equipped with sprinklers that rotate around the pivot point, watering a large area as they move in a circular pattern. Besides water, fertilizer is also an important part to provide nutrients for corn plants. Choosing the right fertilizer and using modern fertilization methods are key factors in optimizing corn growth and yield. Fertilizer spreaders are used to evenly distribute the fertilizer across the soil, significantly reducing the time and effort required for farmers. Liquid fertilizers are commonly used to improve the absorption efficiency of corn. After about 2 months, the pollination process begins when the corn plant produces male flowers at the top and female flowers in the leaf axils. Since the pollen from the male flowers easily falls onto the corn silks, pollination is primarily driven by wind or insects, though sometimes humans may intervene. Corn is typically harvested between 100 and 120 days after planting, depending on the variety and weather conditions. As the corn nears maturity, the silk, corn tassel, changes from green or yellow to a dark brown and dries out. This is one of the first and easiest signs to observe. When fully matured, the corn ears will feel firm and well developed. You can sense the solidness when you touch the ear of corn. A simple test to check ripeness is to gently press a fingernail into one of the kernels. If a clear, slightly thick liquid comes out, it means the corn is ripe and ready for harvest. Corn harvesting is a highly automated process which increases efficiency and reduces labor in corn farming. There are 2 main types of harvesting. One is harvesting corn ears for consumption or processing, and the other is harvesting corn for silage to feed livestock. First, let's look at the process of harvesting corn for ears. Farmers use a combine harvester, which is a specialized machine designed to harvest corn ears. The machine cuts the corn stalks and separates the ears from the stalks. As the machine moves through the rows, it uses a system of toothed rollers to cut the stalks and guide the ears into the machine. The corn ears are then separated from the husks and silks through a filtering system inside the machine. The combine harvester ensures that the corn ears are harvested efficiently and with minimal damage, keeping the ears clean and intact. The harvested corn is then loaded directly into trucks, with the ears continuously moving into the truck as the machine works. The trucks transport the corn to storage facilities before being sent to processing plants. In addition to harvesting ears, American farmers also harvest the entire corn plant for silage. Whole corn plants need to be harvested and chopped while fresh, ensuring the moisture content is around 65 to 70% for effective silage fermentation. The machinery used for this is designed to harvest the entire plant above ground, including the stalks, leaves, and ears. As the machine moves through the rows, it cuts and chops the entire corn plant into small pieces to facilitate the silage process. The chopped corn is evenly sized, usually around 1 to 2 centimeters to optimize fermentation. The chopped corn is blown directly into trucks, and the machine can adjust the size of the chopped material to meet the specific requirements for silage. After harvesting, the chopped corn is transported to the silage area. There, specialized plastic covers are used to seal the surface, maintaining an airtight environment and preventing air from entering. The corn silage takes about 4 to 6 weeks to fully ferment. Once the process is complete, the silage forms large compact blocks, which farmers must break down using machines. After the harvest, corn ears can be sent to different factories for various purposes. Now, let's take a tour of 3 types of factories: a processing plant, a popcorn factory, and a canned corn factory. First, we come to the corn processing plant. The corn is put on the conveyor belt. Then it will be moved into the factory. The machines will cut the corn into round pieces. Remove the corn husk. The corn husk is moved for other purposes. Then the workers will directly put the corn into the bin ready to be packaged to be sent to the supermarket. Next, the corn is transported to the canned corn factory. The corn is also transported and put on the conveyor belt. The workers stand to sort out some substandard corn. Then the corn is brought to the kernel separator. Here, the kernels and cobs will be clearly separated. The corn cobs will be discarded. The corn continues to be brought to the direct water washing system to ensure that the corn is free of dirt. Then, the screening machine will filter out the small corn kernels. The direct heat drying system helps to cook the corn kernels without fire. Then the corn is brought directly to the canning line. Printed packaging and exported to the market. Next, we will go to the corn ball factory. The corn is put into the roaster. In the machine there will be butter, and the corn is stirred evenly for 5 minutes. After that, the corn will expand into big round popcorn, looking very attractive. Finally, the packaging machine will automatically divide it into equal parts to pack into the final product. So now you've got an overview of how American farmers harvest millions of tons of corn each year. From soil preparation and crop care to using modern machinery to harvest and transport corn to processing plants, it's a long process filled with dedication, precision, and a lot of hard work. So the next time you enjoy a delicious roasted corn cob or a crunchy piece of popcorn, remember all the effort that went into bringing those kernels to you. Thank you for joining me throughout this video. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more fascinating insights into the world of agriculture. Goodbye, and see you in the next video.